And so in your chair or on your mat, you can just sit tall. Let your hands rest on your thighs, palms up or down. If you would like, you can close your eyes. Just tune in. See what's going on in there today. Notice your body breathing. Notice your long spine, your tall posture. Notice the support of the seat. And notice your breath. And bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. You can bow your head in toward your heart if you'd like. And remembering maybe that we've committed this month to some extra self-care. I saw this quote from Katie Reed. Self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you. So we come to our practice, we fill up with nourishing breath, with movement, but not just the hour on the mat. We have to remember off the mat that we also need hugs and love and extra breath and rest. And let's send out some blessings from our hearts outward to each other, to our community and beyond. And you can release your hands and softly blink your eyes open. Give yourself a thumbs up for being here, and then keep your head in neutral, but watch your thumb as you draw maybe the infinity sign or like a figure 8 that's on its side. You can really draw any shape that you'd like, but keep your head neutral and follow with your eyes. Thank you, eyes, for reading and doing all the things. And maybe try with your non-dominant hand. We all know that that's different. Notice your body breathing as you're doing this weird move. Sometimes we concentrate and then we're holding the breath. Let it flow. And release. And let's give some love to our neck. So we'll turn the head left and right, nice and slow, looking to the left and to the right. And next time you go to the right, pause. Pause on the right side and drop your chin down toward your collarbone. If you'd like a little bit more, you can take your left arm and reach it back behind your body. Maybe the low back or the top of your pelvis, your sacrum. Deep breaths into the neck, into the shoulder area. And release your arm, gently lift your head, come back to center, chin to chest. Just take a couple of breaths, chin to chest. And bringing your head back up, turning to the left, gently dropping chin toward collarbone. Noticing, and if you want a little bit more, the right arm can reach back behind your body. And release the arm, gently lift the chin, come back to center, chin to chest. One more time, deep breaths. And you'll bring your head back up to neutral and give yourself a pat on the back with one arm. And again, reach the other arm back behind your body. If you didn't do that, this might be the first time that you're doing that. So it looks like this. Pat on the back with one arm, back of the hand touching low back, and then we'll switch. We'll do a little shoulder dance. Stay tall in your posture. The bottom arm, it does not matter if it touches the top arm. You're just moving your shoulders with love and care. Staying tall in your posture. It's tempting sometimes to arch or to round, to stick the head forward, but just try to stay as best you can in Tadasana. Not rigid, but tall. Couple more breaths. Good morning, good morning. If you're just joining us, just grab all your props and your enthusiasm pants. Give yourself a pat on the back for showing up. We'll do one more of these, each arm. And then arms by your sides for side bending. If you're seated in your chair, you'll do the same movement, but maybe one arm will rest on your thigh. So you make it work for your body today if you're seated in your chair. Breathing into your side ribs, your waist, and keep your buttocks rooted down. And next time you go to the right, perhaps hold the side bend. You can keep moving if that's better. You might look down, keep some space between the bottom shoulder and your ear so your neck is joyful. Maybe you look up for a breath. And then we switch sides. Space between bottom shoulder and the ear, looking down or out or maybe up. And coming back up to center, let's switch the cross of the legs because it's fun. It's Wacky Wednesday after all. And we'll inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, twist. We're going to move back and forth. Inhale, reach up, touch the sky. Exhale, twist. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist. Take one more twist each way. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll hold. So you'll go to one side, hold your twist, maybe look over your back shoulder. Come back to center and take a little cat-cow here. So using your hands on your legs, you can find a little rounding or flexion and then some extension, lengthen. Come back to neutral and second side twist. Maybe look over your back shoulder. Couple more full breaths here, twisting. And coming back to center, let yourself reach forward, fold any amount, doesn't matter how far you go. You might hear some raindrops. I think it's raining here. Deep breath in, full breath out. And come back, switch the cross of your legs one more time and fold forward any amount. If you're in your chair, it's just going to be folding forward. You're not really switching the cross of your legs. I know you figured that out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And we're coming back up. And now if you are seated, you'll want to come off your chair. We'll meet on hands and knees. All of us will arrive in tabletop. Cushion your knees if you'd like. We'll take two different kinds of hip circles, but first, since we were seated, let's just stretch one leg back. So just stretch the leg back and you can move your body any way that you would like. Getting the hip crease some space. And then switching legs. Oh, and getting an ankle adjustment perhaps. And release. And we'll take some hip circles now. The whole lower back pelvis moves around. You might end up back toward a child's pose. Move slowly. Let it feel good. You can switch direction and maybe curl your toes under. Always notice the pace of your movement. Are you rushing to get to the next thing? Let's just be right here, moving our hips around our pelvis. And you'll come back to neutral. Very strong and steady here. We're going to take the left leg now and circle just a few times in each direction. I think we did this last week, so see if it's any different. We're staying steady and we're circling right at the hip joint. A few times each direction, and then you switch legs. Strong in your arms. And then let yourself float back. Take a child's pose, very gentle hip stretch. You can rest your forehead all the way down or on your block. Reaching the arms forward or perhaps taking them back. A few deep breaths into low back and hips. If you have the space, open your mouth, move your jaw around, stretch out your face. Ah. One more big, beautiful breath. And then you make your way back up. Tabletop, cats and cows, toes curled under or not. And perhaps take an extra breath in your cow pose. And then round or flex into cat pose and take an extra breath there. And come back to neutral. So yogi's choice here. I'm going to remove my blanket so that you can see what's going on. Choice one, and there's always more. You can always rest, you can add, you can delete, you know. So choice one would be hover your right hand and your left knee, shin, and foot. So there's a little balance, there's a little core stuff, hovering the opposite limbs. And then you take a few breaths and then you'll switch, hovering the left hand and the right knee, shin, and foot, staying very, very low. So you can do that. If you're just feeling a little sassy on this wacky Wednesday, then we're going to turn this into, we're hovering with opposite limbs, but we're crawling from our center. So we crawl strong in our center, opposite limbs hovering and moving forward. Oh, I might go right down the hallway. I'll see you later. I'm kidding. You can try to go backwards. Right hand, left leg, left hand, right leg. Strong You know, crawling seems to be, or it seems to me, should be so easy, but it's a little challenging. Okay, rest if you'd like, or there's one more variation, super duper fun. So we'll curl the toes under, lift the knees, lift the knees. This might be just enough, hovering and breathing. Perhaps, let me get the chair view. Okay, perhaps hovering, you crawl. Stay low. Stay low. It's messy. It's not easy. Give yourself a break. If it's too much, just hover. Feel your center working and then enjoy. I don't think I can even go backwards. I'm just going to go backwards the old school way with my knees on the ground. Okay. At some point, you'll have enough hovering and crawling, and you'll come back and give yourself a few breaths in child's pose. You can roll out your wrists, maybe flutter your lips for an exhale or make a big audible exhale. Two more breaths here, Balasana, child's pose. And bring yourself up, standing on your knees. Here's where you may want your blocks if you need, or a chair if you need, for bringing the left leg forward into a low lunge. Okay, a chair or your blocks to bring left leg forward. Take the shape that you want to take. I'm doing 90-90. Left knee over the left ankle, the right hip over the right knee. So find the low lunge that feels good to you. Maybe left foot to the left a little bit, taking up some space. Bring your arms in front of your body, heart height. Make sure you don't hit anything. Reach back and we clap, giving ourselves a round of applause for being here, taking care of ourselves so that we can better take care of those around us and out in the world. Don't worry if it's not possible to clap the hands behind, you just reach back. And rest. Palms on thigh, hands at heart, or arms up. Low lunge, your expression of the pose today. Deep breaths. I have to go shut my heat off. I have Bikram yoga happening over here. Too much. Oh, the heat suctioned my door. My goodness. Two more breaths here. And release your arms. You can use the blocks to step the left leg back, or just bring it back and bring your right leg forward. Take up as much space as you need. Maybe walking the right leg over to the right a little bit. 90-90 with the legs, or your variation. This time, clasp the hands in front and then try to clasp in back. Spine is long. If you can't clasp, don't worry, reach. Reach. Oh, whose fingers are back there? I can't seem to recognize them. There they are. Notice your body breathing, tall, rooted, strong, and then rest. Hands on thighs, hands at your heart, or arms up. Two more breaths. Big, beautiful inhales and exhales. You can use your blocks or bring your right leg back. Okay, yogi's choice for resting. If you have a block, maybe you take it on the tallest height and you sit back and rest. Maybe toes curl under, you sit back and rest. Hands at your heart. Find some stillness. If that's icky for the knees, you're resting on the knees and maybe getting the foot stretch with your toes curled under. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. We come back up onto the knees. Use your blocks or not. Left leg comes forward. This time, the back toes curl under and you lift the back leg, coming into a full crescent lunge. Maybe you prefer knee down. You could do it again, the low lunge. High lunge or low lunge. Left leg forward, right leg back. As much width as you would like to feel happy in your pelvis, your hips, your low back. Back heel reaching toward the sky. Front heel pushing down. Arms by your sides. Inhale, come up to about shoulder height. Exhale down. Follow your breath, slow and steady. Floating arms, shoulder height, and down. One more time. Hands on thighs or at your heart or arms reaching up. Crescent lunge. Connect through the front heel again. Press through the back foot again. Strong in your legs. Okay, you can use your hands on your blocks. We're bringing the right leg down, or you can just do it carefully, moving slowly. Left leg back, right leg forward. Maybe going a little wider with the right leg. Back toes curled under, lifting the back knee. High lunge or low lunge, yogi's choice. Front heel pushing down. Back heel reaching up. This time, arms by your sides. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, press down, press down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, press, 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 press. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. You can add a lot of resistance, like you're trying to push down, I don't know, some dulce de leche or some almond butter. Something with some density. Press, press, press. Just one more. Hands on thigh, hands at heart, or arms up. Push down through the front heel, lift the back heel. A couple more breaths, smiling helps. Bringing your hands to your blocks or not, slowly coming down. Taking the right leg back, resting, child's pose, or sitting on a block, or sitting back on your heels, or standing on your knees. Oh, so many choices. Find a place to rest, check in. Coming back, hands and knees, tabletop, tappity tap, tap, tap. Give your feet some love. And let's come into our first downward facing dog. Lifting the hips and explore the dog. Hello, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can bend one knee and then the other. And come to stillness, big inhale, perhaps open mouth exhale. And then bring yourself forward into your plank pose. Find a long plank, heels toward the sky, shoulders above wrists. And then I want you to reach the crown of your head forward. You're going to go to tippy toes, stay in plank. Exhale, stay in plank, reach the heels back. Forward with the crown of the head, staying in plank. Exhale, heels. Find a little heat. Breathe and smile. We just have one more. And then you rest, child's pose or downward facing dog. Big, beautiful inhales and exhales. Okay, come forward again into plank pose. Find the long plank first, strong in your center, and then we go side to side. It's tiny. You're barely going, a little bit side to side. Keep your hips as high as your shoulders, one long Tadasana spine. One more each way. And back to center, down dog or child's pose. Soft in the belly if you're in child's pose. Really breathe into your belly. 2 more breaths here. Last one. We come in to plank. And we go in a circle. It's small. You make the shape of a circle. It's the little side to side and It's the forward and back. And then you switch direction. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy we only have 2 directions. Coming back to center, rest in child's pose or dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. When you're ready, from downward dog, we'll walk our hands back to our feet. Bend your knees or straight legs, forward fold. Hold your elbows or let your arms hang. Uttanasana, forward fold. 3 breaths. After your 3rd breath, release the arms and you decide, connect through the feet and you decide, knees bent, rolling up or coming up with a long spine, arriving all the way tall, Tadasana. Let your eyes close. Check in, feel your feet on the ground. Three more breaths, reaching up with the crown of your head. Okay. An opportunity to use your blocks, should you have them and should you want to use them. You can place one at the top of the thighs and one above the ankles. We're going to do half sun salutes with chair, which we do a lot. This will be different because your legs will be very connected. You'll be squeezing into the blocks. So it's a little weird to turn and move, but there we go. One block above the ankles, one block at the top of the thighs. You could always do just one block if it just feels like too much. I keep dropping this one between my lower legs. Come on, legs, let's do this. Okay, squeezing into the blocks. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold. Halfway up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rising up, inhale, squeezing the blocks, and exhale, chair. Different. Hold your chair, squeezing the blocks. Or if you're not with the blocks, imagine pulling your legs together. Don't actually do it, but find that action. One more breath. Push down, rise up, reach up, and exhale to your heart. Again, inhale up, exhale, fold. Halfway, inhale, connected to the legs, exhale. Rising up, inhale, chair pose, exhale, holding the chair. If arms up is too much, hands on thighs, hands at your heart. Squeeze the blocks or drag the legs toward one another, an isometric movement. Press down, rise up, reach up. Exhale to your heart. One more, inhale. Exhale. Halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rising up, inhale. Chair, exhale. Squeezing blocks. Two more breaths, maybe rising up an inch, maybe sitting back an inch. Root down, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. 3 breaths. You can still squeeze the blocks here. Samastitihi. And then you'll take the blocks out. You may use the blocks here or not. You might use your chair. I'm going to show both ways. Prozarita lunges. We haven't done them in a while. So it's a wide leg stance, parallel feet. One knee bends and then the other. The spine stays long, like a plank spine, like a Tadasana spine. So the blocks are low. If you'd rather, the chair is a great way to do this. Hands on the chair, legs wide, bending one knee and then the other. Imagine pushing. Each leg pushes to help you go to the other side. Spine stays long and your butt stays low. So if you find that your legs are just barely bending and the butt is up, see if you can bend the knees and keep your butt low. If you want more, breathe, 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 and maybe take your hands behind your back. Long, long breath and stride. We are now beautiful speed skaters, strong. Feel the heels. Next time your right leg is bent, left leg is straight, hold, pause, maybe lower your hands, do what's right for your body today. Long spine, switch sides, hold. Come back to center, both legs bent, both legs straighten. Breathe here, one full breath. Hands to hips, elbows reach up, long spine, press down, rise, up. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, Tadasana. Check in. You can move your chair for a moment. Take a wide stance on your mat. Feet turn out and we come into temple or goddess pose. Knees in line with feet. So if your knees are falling in, just arrange your feet, take a narrower stance, do what you need to do to feel good and strong in the legs, knees in line with feet. Remember our dancing arms from the beginning. We're going to do that again. Now we're a little more active in the legs. So pat on the back with one hand, bottom arm reaches wherever it reaches, and we switch. Staying long and tall. Can you push the heels down a little more and maybe even lift the toes? Keeping the spine neutral, and keeping your head on top of your body. It's so tempting to reach out. We have one more with each arm. And then hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale down. Again, inhale up. And exhale down. And hold for 3 breaths. Heels connected, maybe toes lifted. 2 more breaths. Root down, rise up. Parallel your feet. Heel toe, or some of you have Hopasana, strong and steady, coming into Tadasana. This is an opportunity to connect to your breath and rest. If you would like to do this, you can add a hover, hovering 1 foot, balancing. Oh, maybe with your eyes closed. Big challenge. And switching sides, perhaps with eyes closed. That really gives your balance a challenge, doesn't it? And release. Give a little Shakasana. Shakasana for those amazing legs. All right, and let's come down. We'll sit on our blanket and we'll use our chair for a forward fold. Sitting on the front edge of your blanket so that the spine is encouraged to be tall. Sometimes if you're back too far, a little bit of rounding happens. Now, in the beginning of class, we were in Sukhasana with the legs crossed. You can repeat that, or if it's available, you could take your legs under your chair, or you could take your legs outside the chair. Your choice. You can take a fold using the seat of your chair. If that is too far away, there's always some place. Here's a block or a pillow. And notice your spine here in your forward fold. I'm going to take some breaths, allowing it to be as long as possible. A more neutral spine, if you will. And then maybe there's a rounding. Maybe there's a rounding. Maybe you change the legs a little bit. Let the chair support you. Maybe I'm not even going to flex the ankles. I'm just going to let my legs relax as well. A rebellious forward fold. And slowly you'll bring yourself up. And yogi's choice, if you would like, legs up the wall or legs on the chair. We'll come down, we'll do a couple things, a thread the needle and a little love for the neck and shoulders perhaps. But you can have yourself ready in the shape that you want to be for Shavasana, legs up the wall or legs on your chair. And once you arrive there, give the body just a moment to settle in. And then right leg on top for thread the needle. So if you're at the wall, it's a little different. You're more than welcome to scoot away and make it the most magical thread the needle. Your leg can rest on the chair, or you can even bring the leg in, holding or using the seat of your chair. Right leg is on top. Deep breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly switching sides, left leg on top, legs wherever it's helpful to find the best sensation of stretch or relaxation. What are you looking for? And then add in some deep breaths. And release the legs up the wall, legs on your chair, or Shavasana is okay as well. We're going to take just a few breaths with our arms in the cactus shape or goalpost arms. And let your head roll side to side. And we did this earlier, looking left and looking right, but now the head is supported. And let it be kind of heavy into your blanket or your pillow. And you'll begin to turn your head a little less, about maybe halfway instead of the full range of motion. And then a quarter of the way, even less, rolling to the left and the right. And a teeny tiny turn, barely turning. Your head comes back to neutral. Bring your arms into Shavasana shape, palms up or down. And cover up if you'd like. Add any extra props that you'd like. Let's rest. Shavasana. And please stay longer and rest if you like, if you have the time. And if you're ready to move into the rest of your day and deepen your breath, invite some familiar movement, maybe fingers and toes, maybe reaching your arms up and overhead, stretching. A couple circles of your ankles and your wrists. And draw your knees in toward your chest. And be mindful of your chair as you roll to the right side or any side. Pause in fetal pose. Grateful for our community, for our practice, for some self-care. And bring yourself up to sit. Hands come to your heart. You can bow your head in toward your heart. More self-care, more self-aware. That's a good one, isn't it? More self-care, more self-aware. Thank you for sharing your practice today. I'll see you next week. March self-care. Take great care of yourselves every day, every day. Namaste.